What's up, guys? This is Stevan Micic, and I'm here today with an awesome video, another tier list. Today we've got NCAA college wrestling singlets. I'm going to be ranking them from the best to the worst. Basically, I'm going to be looking at the top 25 teams in the country in Division I NCAA rankings from the coaches poll. And then we're going to go from there and put these things in a tier list. But before we get started, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and notification bells on, baby. World champs in everything we do. And guys, next video that we post, we're going to be releasing the winner of the ONEV giveaway for my 1 year anniversary of the YouTube channel. So remember, this is your last chance. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on onev.world or the account on onev.world. Both are linked in the description. So without further ado, let's go into it. Today, we took the top 25 teams and with a couple straggler teams, and we've also added a couple extra singlets in for some teams, because some have some classic singlets that we know, that everybody knows. Those are kind of world-renowned. And then we have other teams that just kind of have, they have multiple singlet colors. Some of them, because we'd be here for a while, I kind of just, we'll kind of discuss in general about the teams. So I've ranked the tiers from the bottom is mid, because I really don't think there's anything that's like ugly in college wrestling for the most part. I think everything is like pretty good and pretty wearable at like the high level. There's nothing that's like done like ugly for the most part. So I think like mid is just kind of like your basic, like they're wearable, they're cool, they're chill, nothing more than that. Then there's good, great. Fire is like your awesome tier that's just like really sick singlets that I'm a fan of. And then iconic are like your singlets that are just like I said, world renowned and you know really well. All right, first team up. Stanford. Stanford actually is like, I think has pretty cool singlets. They have like the red singlet to Stanford. They have the black sometimes with the tree on it. Overall, I would say they're good. Like, I think Stanford's good. I kind of like that it's a little bit of a darker like red, more like that, like it bleeds a little bit, then it's just not just super bright. So it has a nice shine. I think I got to give Stanford probably good for my opinion for singlets. Next up's Missouri, or Mizzou. I love Mizzou singlets. They obviously have a black singlet. They have a gold singlet. And obviously I could rank, I have a couple singlets down here that put up for Mizzou. For me, I love the tiger skin back of the singlet. For me, that goes crazy. I don't know what it is. It's like, I know they have a black one like that, but it's the gold one with like the tiger on the back. Like Jaden Cox would always wear that one. I know they had that. Jaden Ironman, Keegan O'Toole. I think that's kind of their like classic iconic look. So, and for me, I would put that in fire or iconic, honestly. I mean, I don't know. I would probably go iconic in my opinion. It's not like one that we're talked about all the time, but for me, it's probably my favorite out of this whole list, honestly, out of the singlets. Okay, next we're going to go OSU, Oregon State. Not Okie State, we're going Oregon State. And they're also orange and black. And I just don't think they do. They have a couple different colors. They don't really have like a base singlet that's just really well known in the NCAA. It's just sort of like, they kind of change their colors with a black and orange mix. But I do like their logos of beaver. I think that's super unique. So I'd probably put, for me, Oregon State's just mid for me. I don't know why. It's just not as nice as Oklahoma State's orange, and they're not as good, but they are a solid program, and I do like Oregon State a lot, actually. It's just, I'm not like a fan of their singlets, and I don't know why. We've got Iowa State, the Cyclones. There's a bunch of cool singlets Iowa State's had that are pretty classic, but they've kind of changed them up. I love like the newer singlet style with the eye that's a state across it with the yellow. Like, I just think this looks really good, like the color matching of that red with the yellow. Not my favorite color combination, to be honest with you, but I don't know, Iowa State just looks fresh. It looks cool. I like it better than the I singlet, which I'll probably put in the great. Obviously, there's also the Cale Sanderson, like the ISU one with like the little like card, like the Cyclone logo. But I don't know. I don't think that one's as cool. I really like just like the front, the newest one they have with like the Iowa State. There's a couple they have, but I'm gonna put fire for me, the Iowa State, because I love this one. Honestly, you know what? For me, I think fire is kind of cooler than the iconic singlets that I'm probably going to put in here. I don't know why. I might move fire higher than iconic. I mean, maybe I'm like crazy for this, but like I'm going to move like, to me, I think Mizzou would be fire and Iowa State would be fire. But iconic is more of just like basic, but it's like really well known. So I don't know. I'm probably going to put iconic below that. And I know that sounds like really funny and crazy, but in my opinion, I just don't think they're a little bit more basic. And I think I like the fire singlets better. Now, moving on to Michigan. So Michigan, we have, as you guys can probably see, we've got the singlets in the back, the Michigan grad singlet right here. So, back in the day wearing the singlet in the maize and blue. I don't think that, it's known for the maize and blue singlet. There's just the blue with the yellow Michigan across. And I think that's pretty great, basic, but you could put it in an iconic mark for that singlet. But what I like the fact that we've started changing singlets. You know, they have a yellow one now that looks really cool. The white singlet's really nice. I would probably put just Michigan's is an iconic just for the name, for the namesake of the singlets, just kept its value for such a long time. For me, it's not like anything spectacular with the singlet. For me, I think the white and the yellow singlets are just like way cooler with, or the blue with the maize back with the block M. I think those are way cooler. So for me, those will go in fire. But I think our home singlet, just blue, that's iconic, and it's simple, but it's memorable. Northwestern's got some cool singlets. You know, they have the purple, they've got a white, they've got a black. I would probably put Northwestern's in great because I think Northwestern's cool with the purple singlets. Like you guys know, I committed in Northwestern out of high school, and not just because of the colors or anything, but I always like purple. I think it's a pretty sweet color. It's not, you know, a normal orthodox color. It's a little different, and I think they always pulled it off really well. Especially, I like the black singlets with the font that kind of has like the Gothic cathedral font with Northwestern with a little gold around it. That's sweet. So for me, I'm putting great for this one. Next, Ohio State's. Okay, so Ohio State's kind of in the same boat as Michigan. I think the Ohio State singlets are kind of cooler just because of like the color, like having like silver in there. I think the white one's nothing too special for the Ohio State. I think it's probably just in like the good category. Gray singlet with the red on it, like the scarlet and gray, but like the one they wear in the finals, like Tomasello or Jesse Mendez, like the ones you guys that are memorable wearing. I love those singlets, and I know that they were always that was my rival school, but I was always like, damn, those are sick. So I like that. I think it's cool because they kind of save a spot for everyone. You know, those are the final singlets. So for me, you know, I think they're fire, but I'm gonna put them in iconic anyways. You know, those are one of my favorite singlets on the list. The red Ohio State, probably just put it also in probably in great. Arizona State's got a couple cool ones, I think. I don't know if because of the change in how Arizona State used to be a really good program back in the day, then it kind of had its spots. Then you had a few individuals that were good, like Robles, and then now it's kind of the better programs, Zahid Valencia and Ja'Cory Teamer and all of these guys, Anthony Valencia, Brandon Courtney and Richie Figueroa. You have a lot of really good wrestlers now, but there really isn't like a singlet that kind of like solidifies them in an iconic spot. But I think there are a lot of fire singlets. So there's this one is my favorite one. It's the black singlet, but it has the Arizona like star on it with like the Arizona State across it. This one's my favorite, so I'm going to probably put this one up in the fire category. You know what? I'm going to move iconic back to top. It's just, iconic's iconic, so for me, I'm going to move these up. So yeah, fire for ASU. Same with the other, the yellow singlet, I think. The yellow singlet that they have with the pitchfork, I think is also really cool with the kind of the newer logo. So I'm gonna put that up here. Next, Lehigh. Now Lehigh, I think is a cool school and everything. I think it's awesome. It's a smaller college. It's a really tough university in Bethlehem, like in the Lehigh Valley outside of Philadelphia. It's got really tough wrestling. The brown colorway, just I don't think is ever like a super appealing color. So I'm probably going to put Lehigh's as in good. It is cool because it's different. I don't know about brown for me, so like for a singlet at least. So I'll probably put it in good. We got UNC, North Carolina. I love that powder baby blue. It's classic. It works really well. I like the Tar Heel, like just the logo with the N and the C on the front with the baby blue. So for me, I would say that's iconic, but it's probably toward the end of the line on that one. They also have another really cool, like kind of the white they've moved into, or a lighter blue with different like diamond patterns. That one I would say is great. It's nothing special, but I liked just the traditional baby blue singlet with the white on the front, the logo. Tar Heels is just it's a classic school, and yeah, maybe they're not too great at wrestling, but I think it's an iconic singlet, and I love it. It's an iconic look, I should say. We have a straggler school here. So this was a top 25 program, maybe top 20 program when I was in school, and it has been for a while, but it's Edinburgh's Fighting Scots singlet. This singlet, it's gas. I mean, in general, it's awesome. Like, first of all, Fighting Scots is an awesome logo, or it's an awesome mascot, but it also has like the plaid on the side with the like the kilt plaid on one side going all the way down, and then the other side is just white. I thought these singlets are just cold, like straight up. Maybe you could think they're ugly, whatever, but like no other school is able to pull something off like that in depth with their mascot and with their colors, with like the red and white. And then using the kilt using the kilt colors for like the red, bro, it is so sick. So I'm gonna have to put that one in fire, and in my opinion, it might be number one on the fire list. Next, we got West Virginia. You know, they're in the top 25 teams right now, but nothing stands out. I know they have the WV on the logo, but nothing's too crazy for me on the West Virginia. They got a blue with a yellow and a white and a yellow. For me, it's mid. It's nothing special on this one. Next up, we have a program which I got to give a lot of props to, is Little Rock, Arkansas. I mean, I didn't realize They just kind of have recently gotten a D1 program, and they've really built it around, turned it around quick. Having like Nasir Bailey at 133 take third place this year, which is pretty insane for a program small like Little Rock. But I honestly am not a fan. Their singlets are alright. It just feels very high schooly to me, so I'm gonna put it in mid. Now Pitt is the next school. Pitt, I think, has dope singlets. I like the blue and the yellow color. The blue has like a shine to it. The Pitt logo with the cursive. For me, these are lights out singlets. I think these are fire. At least their home ones with the Pitt across it. These are up there. And then they have another one that's pretty cool with the yellow and the blue. So I'll put that one in great. I think this one's good as well. But I just kind of like the full blue with the yellow. It looks clean. It looks classy, and they do it really well. It looks professional. Virginia Tech's got some cool singlets. I like their color scheme of like orange and brown. I also like their logo with like the V Tech. Looks very like sharp and dynamic. And they always do a really good job with their logo, with their teams. And I don't know, this is hard because some of them I would say is fire. Like I would say these are great singlets. I like the maroon with the orange. Probably I would probably give it great, to be honest with you. I think it's a great singlet. I think it's a cool color combination for the Hokies. I like their final singlet. I think it's their final singlet, but it's like black with like the silver or just black and white, so it just looks like colorless. And since it's just kind of contrasts up their logo, I think it just looks so sharp. And it might have a little hint of orange. It looks awesome. So for me, V-Tech's fire. Illinois, I love Illinois singlet with the eye on the front. The blue and the orange connect with the eye. For me, this is an iconic singlet. So many good wrestlers have come through Illinois. They might not be the strongest program overall, but they've had so many good national champs, Division I wrestlers. Going from Mike Poeta, Jesse Delgado. There are so many good wrestlers that I remember back in the day watching from Illinois. So I got to give the Fighting Illini in the iconic territory. And I'm probably actually going to move the UNC down to fire, to be honest, because like I'm gonna keep the iconic. So I'm gonna move UNC up here with Edinburgh. Maybe I'll leave them first though, because I really like it. Okie State, Oklahoma State Cowboys. Their singlet probably is the number one iconic singlet in my opinion because of the orange. It's such a bright and vibrant color. And yeah, there's Iowa, there's Penn State that are going to come on the list. I just remember Oklahoma State just being technically the most decorated program of all time. And Penn State may well pass that up, them in Iowa. I don't know, Oklahoma State's that orange just sticks out like none other. And I think Oklahoma State's might be number one for me. But this is tough. See, like you guys can see, I have too many cool singlets on this list and giving bad singlets. Because it's tough to decide. There's so many, and it's really tough to have a preference. But Oklahoma States are up there. Just so many champions, so much history and legacy behind those singlets. Oklahoma University, the Sooners. Now, being the rivals, the in-state school rivals for Oklahoma State, I don't think the Sooners do it as well. I think the Oklahoma, there is a lot of history from that program too. The OU is iconic. I just don't think the singlets hold that much to me, at least. I don't know why. I'm probably gonna give this a good. And I know that might be disrespectful. That might be oh yeah, OU singlet is classic, but I don't know. It's just something about it to me. It doesn't stand out like Okie State does. And there's a lot of other singlets that I just like better. All right, so next we got South Dakota State. I don't know, they got the same blue and yellow color scheme as Pitt. I just think they just don't do it as good. I want to say it's a little bit. I don't want to say a poor man's version of Pitt, the color scheme. I just think they're a smaller school and they maybe don't put as much money into it. But their logo is the Jackrabbits, and I feel like for me, they could lean into the Jackrabbit logo hard, but they don't. They just kind of leave it alone, and it's just kind of lackluster. So I got to put them in mid. They're in mid for sure. Penn State, Nittany Lions. The navy blue with the white and the white waistband. I mean, I don't know. This singlet is iconic. I might move it above Oklahoma State's, though, just because of the white waistband. It's just a little bit more something to it, a little more substance. I don't know. I like the orange. It's top two for sure. I might change my mind. I don't know. Oklahoma State's, though, I just love that orange. Some people don't, and the navy blue is just it's easier on the eyes with the white. So it's up there. These are the top ones. This is tough. Then I also put down the inverse Penn State with the white and the navy blue waist. These are fire to me. I like these cooler. If you look at iconic wise, yeah, the Penn State home are just that. But I like the white singlets better in my opinion because it just looks different and it's just nice to see the change. So for me, I'm gonna put this one up high. I love this one. We got the Hawkeyes, we got Iowa, we got the classic black. The same as Oklahoma State in black with the yellow, the black and yellow. Sometimes they had the Hawkeye logo on the leg, which was even cooler. Iowa just had such a dynasty, and like just the whole culture of Iowa dragged in. I don't know, the black singlets for me, maybe. These three are the toughest things probably for iconic. The reason being that I'm moving iconic around too is because I just don't know. Like, I think they're the best three singlets. All the coolest singlets that everyone knows are up there. Fire, there are some singlets that are cooler than them, but because of the icon status, they go up a level. So I'm going to move it like this, where it's Okie State, Iowa, Penn State. What do you guys think in the comments? Who's the best school? Who do you guys think is the most iconic singlet? Next, we got Minnesota. Now, Minnesota's had kind of their classic, like, the same style look as, like, Okie State and Iowa over the past years with just, like, the maroon and then the yellow, and I like that. They used to have the M on the front, so I like that, but I think that what they've changed it to now looks a little bit sharper, and maybe you could put Minnesota singlet also in iconic, but now they've just kind of changed off that look a little. Now they've got the gray with the maroon M and gold around it as well. They've got a yellow singlet. I mean, they have a lot of different things. I'm going to put Minnesota's in great because I don't think it's, anything special, but I'm going to move it up here probably towards the front. Cornell. Now, you guys can say, like, this one, Cornell's isn't fire by any means, but the big red singlet is just with the C on the front. Iconic. Icon status. I love this Cornell red. It was so cool. Singlet alone was the reason why I wanted to go to Cornell as a little kid. I mean, I wanted to go to all these schools, but like the singlet alone was like, dude, like that sounds like a cool school to go to. I don't know who the partners I would have at the when I was a kid. I didn't know who I'd even wrestle with, but I like their singlet. I thought it was iconic. And it's even cooler they have that two of the four-time NCAA champs, Dake and Yanni, are both from Cornell. That makes it even cooler and more iconic. So the Nebraska red home singlets, they haven't changed much. They've always been Adidas. They've always been good. I don't know. I never really liked the singlets for Nebraska much. It just seems super plain compared to the rest. Like, yeah, Cornell's is red and white, but I don't know, Nebraska's, I mean, I could probably move Nebraska up to great because of it, and maybe it is iconic. But I don't know, it's a little bit boring to me comparatively, and I don't know why. Maybe it's like the culture around the Cornell, the program is such a smaller school. NC State, they've got the split. They've got the white on the top, the red on the bottom. I think that's cool. I think that's fire, in my opinion. I like NC State's home singlets. It's different, the Wolfpack. They also are creative with other singlets as well, but I like their split singlet that they're well known for. Rutgers, I feel the same. It's just a block on the singlet, but they change it up because they can go black, they can go white, they can go gray, and Rutgers changes it up a little bit. But it's Rutgers. I don't know, man. I never thought anything special of these. I'll put Rutgers in good. Maybe above Stanford, but behind Lehigh, something like this. And last but not least, UNI Panthers. UNI, they have a cool singlet for being, I'm going to give them the top for great because I love the purple and the yellow. It's not a normal color combination at all, but it works for UNI. I like their logo across, and it's crazy. They're a really good wrestling school. They're actually in the top 10, I believe, or top 12 right now. So, Doug Schwab's doing an amazing job at UNI. Definitely a program on the rise. So I'm going to have to give them up and put them in the great for the singlets. So, yeah, that's my singlet tier list, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the singlets. If I missed anything, how you'd move it. I know it's tough. There are so many cool singlets out there, but I can't do every one. There's other teams I've missed, but let me know in the comments what you guys think, and make sure to subscribe, guys. Thanks. That's all for today. World champs and everything we do, baby.